What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I've got a Lady Geist build guide video for you. So I've been playing Lady Geist for about a week now. I've really enjoyed playing her. She's probably my most played character at the minute. I know I say that most weeks, but she actually really is after she had that buff the other day. So that just makes her a bit more enjoyable to play as. Anyway, if you guys are enjoying the build videos, drop a like for me. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I'm live on Twitch every other day. Swing by, say hi, it'd be good to see some people down there. Let's get into the video. Now, let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of Lady Geist. First advantage is, she's a very easy to play character, she's got a very straightforward kit, and she's very easy to understand. Her second advantage is, she has high AoE damage and lifesteal, due to her Essence Bomb and her Life Drain. She's one of the best duelists on Deadlock, with her Soul Exchange, which swaps her health with her enemy, and also her life stealing ability, Life Drain, which is going to drain the life out of her opponents and win the 1v1 fights. And finally, she's great at split pushing because she has a high AoE damage on her Essence Bomb, allowing her to get rid of the waves quickly and get the turrets even quicker. Now let's talk about the disadvantages of playing as Lady Geist. She has low team fighting utility, as most of her kit is built for 1v1s. She has low mobility, so she has no abilities where she can quickly escape like other heroes. And finally, she has a high skill ceiling, so this means your aim and your movement is going to have to be on point when you play this character. Now let's talk about Lady Geist item progression. The first ability you want to unlock is Essence Bomb. This is going to give you the ability to clear waves, poke enemies, and dominate the early laning phase. Once you've unlocked Essence Bomb, you want to then unlock Malice, followed by Life Drain, and then we want to put 2 more points into Essence Bomb, which is going to give us our damage increase. We then want to put all our points into Life Drain, which is going to allow us to have that silencing ability on the last point. Now, let's talk about Lady Geist's abilities. Her first ability, Essence Bomb. This is going to be your main damaging skill. So this has got a high AoE damage with its explosion. And also with the explosion, it's going to create a toxic field that also does damage to those that are in the field. Essence Bomb should be used on cooldown as much as possible in order to maximize the damage you do in the fight, but however, do be careful as this does drain your health by using the ability. The first talent point here on Essence Bomb is going to give you a plus 2 meter radius to your damage area. The second talent point is going to give you plus 60 damage. The final talent point here, the bomb is going to leave a toxic mess on the ground, dealing 26% of the original damage per second for 6 seconds. Lady Geist's second ability, Life Drain. This is a great skill for surviving 1v1 fights as it drains the enemy's HP but also silences them, making them unable to fight back. However, you must maintain the line of sight with the enemy. If you lose the line of sight, it will break the effect. Also keep in mind you can still shoot your weapon while using Life Drain. The first talent point here is going to give plus 20 damage per second. The second talent point is going to add plus 2 seconds to the duration. And the final talent point, the enemy is going to be silenced while life is being drained, but this, like I said before, does require a line of sight. Lady Geist's third ability, Malice. So this is just like Essence Bomb. This skill is going to sacrifice some of your HP to deal damage and increase the follow-up damage you do to the same enemy applied with the Malice debuff too, also boosting your Essence Bomb damage. The first talent point here is going to give a minus 3 seconds on its cooldown. The second talent point is going to give plus 40 health to damage. And the final talent point is going to give you plus 6 blood shards. Lady Geist's final ability, and also her ultimate, Soul Exchange. This is an auto win button. All you have to do is when you're low HP, swap your health bar with your enemies and then quickly finish them off. However, it's a pretty risky ultimate as getting CC'd or silenced can mean you probably will die before you can actually use it. The first talent point is going to give it a minus 38 second cooldown. The second talent point is going to add another minus 10% to the enemy's minimum health. And finally, the last talent point, on cast, plus 40% fire rate, and it's going to give you plus 40% spirit resist for 8 seconds. Now, let's talk about Lady Geist and the itemization. So, Lady Geist is one of the strongest laners in Deadlock. She performs exceptionally well in both solo and duo lanes through the use of her Essence Bomb. That's going to cover a large portion of damage and a large portion of the lane, which is going to push the enemies out if you can get the damage down. So you should focus on playing the long range in the beginning of the game. You want to start lowering the enemy's HP while denying troopers and farming your own. Stay aggressive during the laning phase, use life drain along with restorative shot to out-sustain the enemy and replenish health after using your essence bomb. So you should rush Mystic Burst to quickly increase the damage of the essence bomb, whilst Mystic Reach is going to increase the range in which you could throw the essence bomb. You should then continue building lifesteal with Spirit lifesteal and Bullet lifesteal, allowing you to spam the essence bomb and rely less on the life drain, as it does have a long cooldown and can be quite an issue in the early game before you can buy the improved cooldown. So if you do find yourself struggling in the lane, pick up Healing Right. This is going to allow you to get heals without going back to the base and wasting time. So we're getting into mid game now. As mid boss spawns, you should look for opportunities to take down the first walker as soon as possible and then start split pushing. Thanks to incredible damage to your first ability, Essence Bomb, you should have no issues pushing the lanes quickly before moving off and then helping other lanes to push your advantage. What I like to do if I've won my lane, I've split pushed and helped other lanes too, is go for the vending machines, as these have a lot of souls in them and these souls can give you a big advantage. You want to prioritize the ones on the enemy side of the map to make quick 1v1 fights, especially when soul exchange is off cooldown, but don't stay too long though and avoid taking unfair fights. The mid game, Lady GEIST begins to deal even more damage with her Mystic vulnerability and is a big part of the damage power spike alongside the pristine emblem, as it increases the damage done by your gun. Long range not only increases your bullet shield, but it's also going to increase the damage you do at distance, allowing you to play further away from the enemies and close to the maximum range of your essence bomb while remaining safe. So now we're getting into the late game. The biggest damage increase Lady GEIST is going to receive is in the late game, and it's going to make a massive difference during your big team fights when you start gaining more spirit power due to your boundless spirit. Your focus still should be remaining on split pushing and taking as many 1v1 fights as possible, because they're going to underestimate the damage you could do. When you're fighting in your team fights, you want to use your essence bomb from a distance, and then when you try to finish people off, you want to use your lifesteal or your life drain to kill them. So both improved bullet armor and improved spirit armor are going to be two great defensive items to help push in the advantage in the late game and make you more resistant to both damage types, and it's also going to make you last a lot longer in the fights.